Okay, so today I want to tackle some of my fears. Whether they're irrational or not, I don't know, but they're real. Nazis. Crying in front of Australians. Australians tend to be very masculine people, and I am an emotional mess, and I'm worried. Do you know what honestly, I think what I'm really afraid of is feelings. Falling in love. Falling in general. But if you're gonna fall off a cliff, it's worse if while you're falling you're saying goodbye to someone you just met. Getting beat up by a very small person. Not going. Getting lost. This is a big one because I get lost walking down my street. And New York's a grid, so it's pretty much built for people not to get lost in. I get lost in my own head. I'm lost right now in the middle of this sentence. I don't know how it's going to end. And if I'm like this in China, and I can't ask someone, what was I just saying to you? You know? It sucks for them, really. They're probably missing out on a really great thought. Loneliness. Finding myself in a situation where everybody is like 21 years old and they don't want to hang out with me, or they call me grandpa and kick me. That would be my probably number one worst fear. Loneliness. Following people around. It's dark out all the time, and then they're like, why are you following us? And I'm like, I just want to hang out with you guys. And they're like, we don't want to hang out with you. It's just like middle school. Choosing incorrectly. When I was a kid, I used to read all those choose your adventure books, and every time that I would make a choice, I would die. Going to a country where the particular sound of your voice makes children cry. Heights, drowning, catching fire but not dying, and then having to go somewhere like a party where all your friends are. Being really fat on a beach. Being the Jane Goodall of 20-year-olds, where I'm like in a dorm observing them, being like, wow, what an amazing group of drunk idiots. It's so nice to be able to visit with you. Oh, no, I'm your friend. Shh, just go about your business. I'm just gonna watch. Wow. Hey, you're throwing up. Going to a third world country in really expensive gear. Chasing down children with AIDS, wanting to hug them, but then stopping short and saying, going to a place where people are really tall, like Norway, and being too short to meet the height restrictions for their roller coasters. Hanging out with someone who makes a lot of references. Finding out that my brother is my father and my sister is my mother. That happens. That happened to Jack Nicholson. Getting chased by an animal that I know will eventually catch me, but it's taking a really long time. And maybe it'd be worse if it was an embarrassing animal, like a sloth. Accidentally making eye contact with an animal you're not supposed to look directly in the eye. But how are you supposed to see it? Eating something delicious that I'm really excited to be enjoying in front of a malnourished child with AIDS who's looking at me like this. I'm gonna be like, really? Fine. You can have a bite.